What's going on, everyone? It's Dave from Smart Fitness. Today we're going to do something a little different. Rather than me talking about training, I'm going to talk to you guys about how to improve your training, how to test your overall body fat percentage, and to test your muscle quality. I got a little product here, and it's called the Skulpt Aim. Basically what it does is you put it on each individual muscle. It's got 24 different sites, and it's going to give you an overall muscle quality. It's going to tell you a range of needs work all the way through to athletic and general awesome. As well, it's going to tell you your body fat percentage. Now, why this device works so well is because it uses something called electromyography. Essentially what it's doing is it's going to tell you your body fat percentage based on a magnetic resonance, the same way that a BAI would work, except it's far more accurate because rather than going with an electromagnetic passageway from either your hands through to your shoulders, which most of the handheld devices do, or from your feet through to your hip, basically the largest origin to insertion, or proximal to distal rather, of your bones, it's going to travel through your entire body because you're going through each individual area. So by going for 24 different sites, it gets the body fat percentage of that exact muscle. So for example, your bicep, it's got the origin up by your shoulders and the insertion towards your elbow. So it's going to measure the body fat percentage from top to bottom of just there. It's not going to give you a reading of your forearm or your triceps. In order to get a reading of those, you have to do them separately. So, what did this come with? Luke, I'm going to get you to zoom in on here. I've already pulled it out of the box, but what it came with is essentially a little guide here. It's going to tell you on the front and back. So as you can see, it's very small. It's about the size of a cell phone. What it's going to do is it's going to tell you exactly how to set it up, what to do, when to use it, how to use it. So it says straight on it here, don't flex your muscles because it's going to be inaccurate. Spray the bottle, each of the electrode pieces before each measurement, and press firmly against it on the site. So I've already used it twice, once on myself and once on Carly to get a general read of where we're sitting. Ironically enough, my overall body fat percentage is around 14 to 15%, but places like my chest, hamstrings, and glutes are upwards of 20 to 22% body fat. I believe my glutes, it was reading, what, 28%? I believe that's what it was, right, Carly? Yeah, we got Carly at the side here as well for this video. So, based on that, it's going to give you an accurate representation of your entire body, which is pretty cool. The only way that you'd be able to do that otherwise is either through a BIA, a MRI, or a bod pod, which are all relatively expensive in comparison to this. It's a one-time payment of $100, ships to your house, and you're good. So far, I don't have any complaints with the product. So, what else did it come with? It came with the actual device itself. This is the newer model. It's called the Skulpt Chisel. It has one before, and that's the Skulpt Aim. Sorry, no, I screwed it up. It's the other way around. This is the Skulpt Aim. The chisel has everything on it, on the screen here. So see how mine's white? The chisel would actually have all the information on it, versus what the Aim does is it uses Bluetooth through your phone, and it's going to display everything on it through an app, which realistically, if you've got Bluetooth on your phone, you might as well go with that. It's got updated features, and it works out pretty well. Next, it came with a charging dock, as well as a USB port, or a USB attachment rather, and a charging piece for the charging dock. Finally, it's come with a squirt bottle, which literally you fill it up with water and it squirts water. So you're supposed to squirt the water right onto the actual pieces here, every single one of them, before each use. If you're not doing that, you're not going to get an accurate representation. It's not going to get a good bond in layman's terms, and your reading will be inaccurate. What is this going to look like on the interface? Real quick, I'll load up my app for you guys. So when you turn the device on, it's got a simple push the button on, push the button off, and that's about it. It's got an up-down volume type of switch here, and a green light all the way around. So on the actual device here, it's going to tell you what each of these pieces are. The outer one here is for a retry. The one at the bottom here is for continue, so you don't have to continuously go back on your phone. Next, so this green light means that it is on. So based on it being on, I'm able to connect to it to my phone. So this is what the interface is going to look like when you first log on. I haven't actually done an entire body scan, that's why it's showing the muscle quality of 37%. I've gone through and done the areas that I'd like to use, and now we're going to go through and do an all 424 site with Luke for you guys. So essentially what it does is it's got front and back. So front, and then you click there and it shows your back and it's got your different sights for you. It walks you through exactly how to do it. Your first time, it'll send you to a quick little YouTube video telling you exactly how to push them on, what to do. And that's pretty much the gist of it. It's got a guest mode, which is what we're going to utilize today. With the guest mode, when you click on it, it gives you the option of selecting a gender. It's either male or female. So Luke, your gender is a male. We're going to click on male. Next, it's going to have a blank slate here. Everything's going to be green, which means that it's ready to be begun and to be squirted with some water. All right, let's do this. All right, guys. So we got Luke here. He's got his shirt off. He's ready to go for some action. We're going to get going here on the scanning. So it's shut off. I'll just pop it back on here. So we're actually going to get the chest done first. So when you click right chest, here's what it shows up as. So it tells you exactly where to put it. I don't know if this is focusing enough, but you guys can see the gist of it. It tells you exactly where to place it.
It's going to be a bit blurry there, but...
And then when it's ready to go, it's going to turn red. So see how, remember before how it was green, now it's turned red. So just to get it started here, squirt water. All the electrodes are perfectly wet. Going right, there we go. 98% muscle quality, 11.3% body fat. So after doing his right chest, as you guys can see, it's going to be a little bit blurry again, but you can see his muscle quality there. It's pretty much a beast.
I'll take it.
So we're not actually going to do both of his chest. We're going to skip right down to his left abs. Can you hold the phone for me, please, Sonny boy?
Yes.
You got a nice meaty chest there, Luke. Anyone ever told you that?
Just you.
So left ab, stick it, according to the picture, you're going to stick it right underneath the belly button. You're going to hold it in place, and it's going to record.
That little bar comes across.
Again, muscle quality, 92%, body fat, 11%. Okay, next we're going to go on to your right bicep. So we're going to squirt some more water. Just going to come around here. Hold it right on the bicep.
That bar gets filled up.
And again, 95% muscle quality, 11.2% body fat. Luke, you're pretty lean.
Not as anymore, but I'll take it.
Next, we'll go with his forearm. We're going to go right forearm. No flexing.
Okay.
And his forearm, 10.8% body fat, 96% muscle quality. Luke, you're looking pretty awesome here. No homo.
None taken, bro.
Actually, lots of homo.
Okay.
As you guys can see, I'm being pretty generous here with the squirts.
Yeah.
We're going to go right to his back here. So we're going to do his left upper back. Going to hold it in place. Give it a second to pick it up. And bam, 9.9% and 99% muscle quality.
94.
Oh, 94.
Not that good.
I can't really read here, ladies and gentlemen. Next, we're going to hit up his trisexuals.
Also, just a note, when it gives you the muscle quality, it says like on a scale there, it says like need to work or like...
Yes, it tells you exactly what you need to do. Which is
interesting.
Yeah, it gives you exercise as well as a set of activities based on your weekly training log that you could do. So next, what do we have?
Left tricep.
Left tricep. So you're going to stick it right underneath that muscle fiber, hold it on the muscle belly, give it a couple seconds to load, and bam, your highest body fat percentage, 13.8% body fat, 83% muscle quality. You might be obese, Luke.
Yeah, I know.
Next, we're going to go on to his legs. Can you please drop your drawers?
Only for you.
Again, guys, notice I'm being very generous here and very liberal with how much water I'm squirting. Luke is now in his underpants.
This now classifies as a pornographic film, I think.
Yep. We're going to do his quads first. We're going with his right quad. Can you please hold the phone again? Next, I'm just going to get you to hold this one yourself, actually.
Okay.
So right quad, right up about 3/4 of the way, so about, yep, right about there. Hold it down nice and tight. And we're going to show the screen of what's happening. And bam, it gives you your muscle quality within seconds. 12.9%, 82% muscle quality. So as you guys can see, it's a pretty accurate representation of everything that's happening based on your body fat percentage. Luke finished his cut and maintained doing a lean bulk, so he's maintained a lot of that leanness. If you're not going to maintain a lean bulk, you can't expect to maintain lean muscle mass and have that pretty much succulent, amazing muscle quality. So there's a few pros and cons of this device. An obvious pro is its price, as I've already alluded to. Another pro would be the fact that it tells you quickly, up to date, based on what your body fat percentage is and your muscle quality, which I'm going to adhere to in a few seconds. But aside from this, it also keeps an accurate log of your body fat and muscle quality percentages over each time that you've done a scan. If you're in the guest mode, you can actually email the person exactly what each of their body part specific muscle quality and body fat percentages, which is pretty darn cool if you ask me. Especially as a trainer, it's very accurate to quickly scan and provide it to a client who can look at it and analyze it later in their free time. But with that being said, there is cons. The biggest con that Luke and I have noticed, as well as Carly in our short duration of using it, is that the site location drastically matters. I noticed that when doing biceps, if you're all the way open with your arm, it's going to give you a roughly 3 to 5% variance in the body fat percentage, as opposed to if you're at about a 90-degree supinated hand. If you close your hand, it almost flexes it more than if you're supinated. So that can, even though you're not flexed, it can slightly skew the overall muscle quality. So it plays a big role. The shortening as well as lengthening of the muscle plays a role in those circumstances, as well as on your chest. If you go more towards the inner portion of your pec versus the outer portion of your pec, it might be meatier in the outer portion for some people as the pec converges towards the shoulder, but for others it might be a lot smaller towards the origin down your clavicle. As well, the whole thing of muscle quality is very subjective in and of itself. Essentially what it's doing is telling you if your muscles are getting leaner, stronger, fit based on this scan, but it doesn't really tell you how through your training regimen if you're getting leaner, stronger, fit. So it's a very subjective notion. To say that somebody is more or less athletic is, I mean, to a certain degree it's accurate, but for example, a power lifter versus a bodybuilder who both might have very different ranges of muscle quality and body fat percentages. One might be less athletic than the other, but it's a very subjective scale for it. So obviously your muscle quality and body fat percentages are going to differ, but to the degree that it makes it relevant on this scanner, it's hard to say. But if you're looking for a quick, up-to-date device overall that tells you your body fat percentage at a low cost, I would definitely recommend this device. Alright guys, let me know what you think. Comment, subscribe. Let me know if you got any questions. Stay strong, ladies and gentlemen. Luke, put your pants back on.
Yeah, we'll see.